everybody, happy Friday and welcome to the Fanatic Forum. I'm your Fanatic and host, George Bueller. Hope you all are having a good week out there so far. It's been a wonderful weather week here. We got some shorts kind of weather here. I'm loving it. So hopefully it lasts. It probably won't. I think it's going to get cold next week. But anywho, enough weather discussion here. We got to get the man of the hour here, the one who came up with a really excellent topic for this evening here, the collector himself, the Manhammer.
And George, it's like you're saying that. What temperature is it down there in E-Town?
Oh, we have 60s right now.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, because it's like it's 46 here. So yeah. So it's like you're talking shorts weather, and I'm like, no, man, I got the heater on. you know.
Oh wow, the temperature has dropped since I've been home. Shit, because I wore a jacket, but I didn't, I didn't have it on when I left work to come home. So I was like, it was still nice and warm. So yeah, it has dropped significantly. Okay, it's getting cold again. Dang it.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, anyways, how you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm doing great. I just realized that I was like wondering why I was looking weird. And I was like, I never really look at my camera when we do the show, so that was why. Yeah, I was throwing myself off. Okay, all right, now I'm more orientated, better.
Yeah, all right, there you go.
Sorry. Okay.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, bunch of comic news. I'm definitely going to share for you guys today here. Of course, got some comic reviews, but of course, our topic du jour this evening is talking about the nature of collecting, and what that means is, what do you collect? How much of it do you collect? How long? Why? When is the time to stop? All these questions and more here that basically any collector would ask themselves, or other collectors have asked each other. But yeah, it just kind of seemed like a very natural topic. So I was like, that was definitely a good idea. So, but yeah, Seth gets all the credit on that. One important announcement. I've seen this pop up on the not so legal feeds, but it's also popping up on video on demand. But the Kill Bill Whole Bloody Affair, it's popping up digitally.
Man, I've started to see that too, and I thought that was never coming out.
I did too. It was supposed to be just the theatrical release. We weren't going to get a physical release, but are we going to get a physical release of Kill Bill: The Whole Bloody Affair?
I mean, okay. Let's put a pin in this and let's come back to this, because this is actually something that I would like to revisit, talking about a physical release of this in regards to collecting.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
And Mr. Martin is in the house. Good to see you,
sir.
Martin? How you doing? Nature of collecting, that's simple as it gets. It's all mine. And collector Manhammer Fluffy Hair the First. I like it. It's a very regal title. Very regal.
Yes.
I like it. All right. So comic book news first up here. So lots of announcements coming out right now for all things coming out later on in the year, the spring and the summer. Lots of fun things here. So first off, let me share one screen here. Ladies and gentlemen, Sergio Aragonese has a new Gru the Wanderer. This one's Gru the Prophecy, 4-issue series dropping from Dark Horse on April Fool's Day.
Wow.
Yep. And as you may have seen over in some of the other comments, aside from Gru, for the 40th anniversary, Paul Chadwick is doing a new Concrete series. Everything old is new again, baby.
Yeah, and see, Concrete, man, like that was one of those series that always fascinated me. Because like the artwork was just so cool, and it was like it had like a very, like, I'm a huge Mike Allred fan, and it had almost that same kind of quality to it. That's like kind of like maybe 50s timelessness, like, that kind of vintage look. I don't know if that makes sense with it, but yeah, and the story that Concrete was great. Yeah, pick both of those up for me if you don't mind, Gru and Concrete. Because Gru is another one. Sergio's Gru that thing, like I mean, of course, he was like a very famous Mad Magazine artist for the longest time. But yeah, Gru the Wanderer was. How many issues did that run? Like, did it ever crack 300, or did it go
Uh,
into?
Trying to think, because of course you've had a couple different runs because you had the Marvel run, and then that kind of translated into Marvel Epic, or maybe it was the other way around. And then, of course, there's been multiple Dark Horse runs. Most of it, he's been doing like little mini series here and there over the years.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, the Gru omnibuses would be thick boys.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
But
I
yeah.
know that there's like some big daddies in indie publishing. Like it's a big deal. Like I remember a couple of years ago when Spawn 300
Mm-hmm.
hit and people were trying to argue like if it was like really the first indie comic to reach 300 issues and like I know Cerebus hit 300.
Yeah.
Usagi Ojimbo, if it didn't hit 300, it was pretty fucking close. Uh,
Right.
yeah, and if not over, that would be the only other contender I could think of off the top of my head.
I wonder about like stuff like Love and Rockets, maybe, or even Strangers in Paradise, because those two books have had a lot of volumes too.
Okay, those two. As soon as you said that, the 11 Rockets popped into my head. Yeah, because that one was another one.
Speaking of which, I think it's coming out within like the next month or two. They're putting out a facsimile of Love and Rockets #1.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Yeah.
I used to have a good chunk of Love and Rockets. That was a fun book.
I know.
Not
Very
so
cool.
much for the one, but more for like the Mexican slice of life side. That
Well,
was
yeah,
yeah.
it was that, and just of course it gets the book goes all over the place because there's times like there's like these strange little side adventures sometimes they go on where they may involve like bands or others relationship things, and then wasn't there like a part where like they go to space or something, like there's been some weird stuff in Love and Rockets too.
Yeah, because it's the book's split in half, right? So it's like you got one brother that does one story that's completely independent of the other one.
Okay.
So like you've
Yeah.
got that one that does like and a lot of people the way they if they haven't read it for a while, they'll remember it like in these weird like juxtaposed things where it's like you've got like the weird sci-fi stuff where it's like yeah they're on other planets and shit and like there's like
Hmm.
like the lesbian sci-fi drama going on, and then
Right.
like
Yeah.
there's the Mexican slice of life soap opera that's
Right.
going
Like
on in the other
normal stuff on. Yeah.
yeah,
I
normal
completely get it.
stuff in there, and it's like you're reading that, and it's like, oh wow, so it's like I wonder what is going on in this town. Well, such and so get the job, or so it was just and yeah, oh man, Love and Rockets was a classic, and that
Yeah.
is so cool.
That's
Buster
one of the
Rose,
OG indie books too. Yeah. I was like
yeah,
just.
yeah,
Yeah.
back up there with like OG Turtles and shit was Love and
Mhm.
Rockets.
Yeah, like literally, yeah. When I think independent books, that's one of the first names that would come to
Oh
mind
yeah,
for me because it's been
100%.
around for 40 plus years now. So,
Yeah, yeah. Fantagraphics makes really nice collections of it. I've got a few of
yep.
them.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mr. Steve is in the
What
house,
up,
and
Steve?
Lily.
Oh,
Hey,
Lily!
what's up, Lily?
Lily is my supernatural pal. We like to torture the Eves household with supernatural stuff. So yeah.
As one should.
Hey Lily,
Yeah,
there's a
matter.
supernatural comic book that you should make your dad buy, and it's really friggin' awesome.
Yep, there's a
So yeah.
supernatural comic book. Yep. When you were in what 5 or 6 issues in now, and then we have the
Four.
Valentine's special or
I've
4. Yeah.
got 4 issues in the Valentine's special. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's cool the way that they've set them up is like each issue is still like its individual story, but
Mm-hmm.
now it's like you're seeing where they're building into an overarching plot, which is
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, and it's elegant. It feels like supernatural. It's yeah, it really impressed me. The only thing that bugs the shit out of me is that it's by Dynamite because I hate the way their comics feel. But
Oh,
that's just
you don't like the card, you don't like the cardstock and glossy pages.
no, it feels like theirs always feel the cheapest to me for some reason.
Okay, fair
Like
enough.
it's like there's that heavy cardstock cover that's like heavier than it should be, and then
Hmm.
like these flimsy pages in the
Yeah,
middle.
yeah, good
And
point.
yeah. But then again, too, it's like the ones that I actually prefer more like the Titan style, like floppy pages all around, like the same kind of
Hmm.
yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah.
But
Thank-
I'm a dork. I
Oh,
have a preference on comic cover paper.
No, that's fine. You're perfectly,
Yeah.
you're perfectly fine with whatever your opinions are on that. Yeah. Oh, and Martin said this. No, no, no. Strangers in Paradise, the conquer, not Thunder in
Not
Paradise,
Thunder
the
in
Hulk
Paradise.
Hogan.
Yes, to honor Hulk Hogan and made by AI, they're going to make a second season of Thunder in Paradise to
Wait,
rectify the wrongs that was the first season. So,
wait. Who was the co-star? Wasn't it Carl Weathers? That was the co. Or,
hold on, let me consult the Google machine.
yeah, because I was saying, because aren't like both stars of Thunder in Paradise dead? Because I could
I
have sworn it
hope
was
it
like,
wasn't Carl Weathers that was in Thunder in Paradise. Okay, so the poster indicates that there's only Hulk Hogan, women, and a white dude. So hold on.
okay, I mean, I'm just thinking of something else then.
Yeah. No, this is a dude that he kind of looks like a more muscular Michael Keaton, but you can tell he can't act as well because he's hiding behind Hulk Hogan.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to guess his name's Chris Lemon, according to the Google machine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So
Yeah.
not Thunder in Paradise, Strangers in Paradise.
You're right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, we spent way too much of a tangent on a stupid Hulk Hogan show that shouldn't. Yeah, that
Oh my
shouldn't have
god.
been made.
All right. Well, another comic book announcements from the extremely popular DC Absolute universe. We've known these were coming, but now we have dates. We have our first look at first off the Absolute Green Arrow.
Yeah. Oh man,
Mhm.
I've read something about Absolute Green Arrow.
So here's the plot of this one here. So, of course, we were introduced to Oliver Queen in the Absolute Evil one shot, but Oliver was murdered by Hawkman and then delivered to the congregation that is the bad guys in the Absolute Universe. So, but before Oliver was murdered, he was on the phone with somebody. And it kind of, even though they didn't name check it, kind of sounded like it might have been Roy. So, the plot of this is a serial killer is slaughtering corrupt billionaires, and the only clue to his identity is the green arrows protruding from the victims' bodies. Executive Protection Specialist Dinah Lance, also known as Black Canary, is assigned to uncover the murderer's identity as she investigates a list of suspects drawn from the ranks of DC's most famous archers. Each one is uniquely connected to a recently murdered Oliver Queen. A deadly mystery unfolds in this urban horror reimagining of the Emerald Archer's mythos. So, yeah, so the interior art there. That's Raphael Albuquerque doing the interior art. And this gentleman is from Thailand, but he has an unusual name for American audiences. Pornsak Pinchot is the writer's name on this one. But he's an excellent writer. He's done a few. I'm trying to think of the last book he's done, but yeah, his name is Pornsak. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know. Like I had to look it up. Like what? Such an unusual name. But he's from Thailand, so I was like, okay, they have some names that would seem unusual to us Gaijin over here. But yeah, porn sack.
Yeah. Go pick me up one of them Absolute Green Arrows.
I knew it.
Yeah. This will be my first damn Absolute book because everybody. Yeah. Okay. So go. My question about this.
Yes, your question. Yeah, I was going to remind you of your question, but yes.
Yes. So I do a lot of the Reddit reading from time to time. That's my main social media,
Yep.
besides my newfound Instagram. But so one of the questions on the comic book subreddit was one of the biggest events of the past few years was touted as being the Absolute event that like has really like been the one of the biggest booms in comics.
Yeah.
Like ever. So from
Yeah.
like okay, so that is correct in my understanding of it because I'm not
Well,
as dialed into comic culture as I was, but I remember shit like the death of Superman and Superman 500 and shit like that. But
right.
like yeah, so it's like I'm just trying to have a better gauge of how big the Absolute stuff is because I've got friends that don't usually talk to me about comic books asking me if I know about this. So
Basically, what's been going, of course, you got your original three titles, the Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Then later on, they added Green Lantern, Flash, Martian Manhunter. Then we're going to have Green Arrow in May 20th. Catwoman's going to have her own title in June, something I think like first week of June, something like that. And then also they teased that we would get our first Absolute Universe crossover event sometime before the end of the year. But the popularity has been done nothing but keep growing. It's like usually like when a number one comes out, it's pretty popular. It might start going down in price or whatever else. Absolute Batman is currently at $200 right now for a near mint copy
Yeah,
going
I
online.
knew that it was up there.
But it's the price keeps going up with every new introduction of a new version. Because that's the whole fun thing about this is that it's all the characters you know, but presented in a different way. So it's like, what's the difference going to be? So you're kind of waiting to see what the flip's going to be on this.
Right.
So yeah, it's like they introduced Poison Ivy in the most recent the issue of Absolute Batman that came out this week, and basically like Ivy is like not human anymore. She is more mostly plant, but she can like make like small plant versions of herself, like almost like Doombots. Like she can make other little Ivies that talk and act and look just like her, but they're just like shells, and she's the real. I mean, it's insane how much they've changed her. Like it's some cool stuff, but yeah. So like I said, the Absolute Universe is just the hottest thing right now. It's a phenomenon because, like I said, comics usually slow down. This one hasn't, and the same goes like because of the popularity and people kind of coming in later to the Absolute Batman stuff. Then they're discovering the other titles, and then now those are going up.
Right.
But fear not, though, because next month in March, DC is basically doing new printings because they've been releasing like Batman is currently up to a 11th printing for number one, and then I think 2 is on 6 prints, 3 is on 3, and so on and so forth, right? So pretty much every issue has gotten at least a second printing that's been out so far. And kind of same goes for some of the early issues for Wonder Woman and Superman as well.
Right.
But in March, DC is basically going to release new printings for the entire line of Absolute. So if you want to start from the beginning, if you want to catch up, you want to get issues you're missing, you have an opportunity to do that with a different printing, different covers, stuff like that. But you don't have to pay extraordinary prices. You're paying a cover price for the book. So, if you don't care about not having a first print, you just want to read the story and see what it's all about, March is your month.
Okay. Have they put them out in trades at all, or is it?
And you've got, let's see, Batman is in 2 volumes right now. Superman and Wonder Woman are 1 each. And I think they've put Flash out so far. I'm not sure about Manhunter and Green Lantern yet.
But okay. Sorry, not to interrupt.
No,
but when we're talking reprints, though, we're talking like they're just reprinting like they were the same book, just it's a different print run. Like they're the same contents from the OG book. Okay.
Yeah, same contents. Just different covers, or sometimes it's a similar cover to the first print, but it might be a color change. There's just all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah, snag me them.
You want the entire line of everything?
Well, I mean, are they all coming out in March?
Everything. The entire line. So, Wonder Woman is up to 17 issues, as is Batman. Superman's up to about to be 18 issues. Flash is like 12, I think. Green Lantern's about the same, and Martian Manhunter is like 9.
I'll find them online. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a lot of books. I
was thinking if they were releasing them month to month, like I know how, like like The Walking Dead's doing their deluxe editions or whatever, where it's like
they're all coming out on the same day. Like that new book night is going to be huge because like the DC section is going to be like, okay, folks, here's all the Absolute titles, and then here's everything else. Yeah,
okay. So it really is more for plugging holes and like catching up than like
Yep.
So I am better off just like trade waiting and hunt. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And trades are available right now, at your, local comic shops or Amazon or wherever you buy trade paperbacks. But yeah, so those are available in hardback and softcover. So.
Okay.
All right. Oh, a couple more comments. Dankinator, what's going on, sir? How you doing?
What up? Oh, that's Steve still. Yeah. He
Oh, the Facebook feed,
he
stupid
tried.
Facebook feed. Oh,
Yeah,
but good to see you, Steve. I thought it was a different name.
hey, but at least we're still on YouTube. We haven't got kicked off yet.
No, here you go. We're still on Facebook too. Just kept free jumping
Yes,
around.
yes, thank you. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, and, Martin said some great new figures on the way too. Yeah, I know. Like I saw McFarlane Toys Hellboy figure that looked awesome.
Dude, yeah, that thing looked good, man. All right, so I got to tell on myself too, right? I've been trying to be good with figures, right?
Sure.
And this figure has just come out too. Because the reason why I know is because I accidentally had it pre-ordered at Big Bad Toy Store and it cleared today.
Ah.
So yeah, and the Operation Monster Force Chatsworth,
Oh.
yeah, it's the Sasquatch with the chain gun kind of
Mm-hmm.
deal.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I'm kind of like crap. Like I really didn't mean to get it, but it's like I'm kind of stoked about getting it at the same time, you know?
It's still a
Yeah.
pretty badass figure though. Yeah. And one other comic announcement, and this kind of goes in with one of my comic reviews. We might as well do that here. Talking about GI Joe number 19 from the Energon universe here. Yep, that is Duke head to head with Hound and Clutch in the middle there. So this is directly dealing with the fallout from the Dreadnought War, where basically Joes are pinned down, they're overwhelmed by the combination of Cobra and the Dreadnoks. Clutch is like, okay, time to pull out our card here, and surprises everybody with the appearance of this Jeep transforming into a giant robot. And then basically with his laser guns and basically blowing up Cobra and Dreadnought, saving the day. Duke is extremely angry about this because Duke's only interaction with the Transformers was with Starscream, and Starscream killed Duke's friend. So Duke has been charged this entire time with like, what's the secret with these big robots that some people know about, other people don't. No one's telling me anything. I want to kill them all because they killed my friend. And then now he's learning, oh wait, there's good guys. And so basically, with a little help from Clutch trying to play referee here, we get a conversation between the two. Duke calms down, and Hound also agrees to introduce Duke to his boss. Issue 20, the A cover is already out. It is Duke and Optimus Prime, two of the biggest icons in 80s pop culture, are going to be meeting for the first time in the Energon universe. But wait, there's more. As we also found out, Zartan made himself known because he has been masquerading as Colonel Flag this entire time. So, which is basically he's in charge of the G.I. Joe team and also in charge of the secret.
Hold on. Remember, he's been masquerading as multiple GI Joes at the same time.
Nope. Only one Joe, Colonel Hawk.
No, because he mastered disguise. He's not. Every time we see that this series is built in a very interesting way, because Zartan has also been the Baroness the entire time.
He's not. We've proven that he's not. He was parading as Colonel Hawk when he was in the same room with the Baroness. And matter of fact, this issue, he has a conversation and an argument with Baroness. He can't
holograms, man. That's how he's the master of disguise.
No.
You're gonna look when I'm proven right. When I'm proven right,
I'm going to cut your microphone. Anywho, a couple other things. We also find out that basically not only is Zartan playing both sides, because basically he's running the G.I. Joe and the secret Night Force team, which is basically supposed to be kind of keeping an eye on Duke and his group. He's also playing Cobra as well, thinking he's helping them out, but Zartan wants the Energon for himself.
Well, of course he does.
Yeah. But he may need it for a more life-saving opportunity, because possibly Zartan may not be well.
Oh, interesting.
The other interesting thing is, and this is leading into my announcement here, we've seen over the last year or so the introduction of Matt Tracker and Miles Mayhem, characters better known from the Mask series. where Miles Mayhem has been working with the U.S. government, supposedly in weapons development, but in a couple issues ago, he kind of exposed himself as not doing that and doing his own thing. And so Hawk fires him, and then basically is trying to arrest him. And then Miles escapes and blows up some stuff in his transforming helicopter jet thing, much to everybody's surprise and dismay. So, yeah. And then Matt Tracker apparently is considered the most dangerous man in the world, but everything he's accused of doing, Miles Mayhem framed him for. So Matt's been on the run. He knows a lot about the Transformers and their technology. So coming out June 3rd for the Energon universe, we have a Mask comic book.
Mask.
It's a mighty power that can save the day. Dude, I tell you what, Mask had a banger of a theme song. Better than
it really did. It really did. The only thing that drug Mask down to me was that it was not in scale with G.I. Joe. And I know it couldn't be, but like, yeah. It was just it was beautiful.
With the introduction of them in the Energon universe, maybe it's only a matter of time before we start getting Mask figures that are compatible with the classifieds
in scale. Yeah. Ooh, or one of them companies could start making like those like sort of but not really, characters where it's like they've got like the same characters that are like the guys, but like just have helmets in different packages and shit. Oh. Total side note. Okay, so do you want to hear what dorky action figure drama is going on too?
Oh, please, yes.
Yeah, so right now, over the past week or so, the Four Horsemen Studios, part of their Mythic Legions line, I believe it was their convention exclusive Red Sonja figure. Or no, excuse me, convention exclusive female warrior figure.
Right, I saw her though, but yeah, she looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks really good. Well, they had to start pulling the alternate red head out of the package because the pictures they released were based off of Red Sonja, like promo shots, and then the people that had the Red Sonja IP on the Instagram started bombing all over everybody's comment talking about it.
Oh no!
Telling them it's officially licensed over here. It's officially licensed over here, like that Hacks Conan figure. Like the one that we talked about pre-ordering. Yeah, by the way, we might want to think about canceling that, by the way, and getting the Blackstone figure.
Because, I did make a pre-order on that one, but yeah, the Blackstone figure is a much better figure.
Okay, yeah, because the more I was reading about the Hacks figures, like they look cool, but they're actually kind of shitty. From what I understand. But
I've already seen some people who've got the Blackstone Conan figures, and they're like, "Yeah, this is a really good figure."
Yeah, so. See, I saw some of that too. So it's like, yeah, I'm just, I believe Big Bad Toy Store said they were getting them in March, so I know when that pre-order's coming in.
Oh,
but, yeah.
And Martin, you're not helping.
Thank you, Martin. Yes, he knows what's up. He sees what I see. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Yep. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not drinking Hofbrau out of here. I'm drinking a different libation. But
yeah,
I got my big old Stein there. All right. Well, a couple more comic reviews here, and then we'll get to our topic du jour here. Got a couple of good indie things here, and then, of course, one of our DC comics, and not Batman. Nothing Batman.
No Batmans. Okay.
But another of our new Vertigo books here, Bleeding Hearts. So this is Dennis Camp and Stephen Morian does the art on here. Dennis Camp is currently writing the Absolute Martian Manhunter book. But this is basically a zombie world here where essentially the zombies are essentially the main characters. And our main character here, his name is Poke, which is short for Mouse pokes golf ball through hole in head. All the zombie names are very like just a matter of fact sort of thing. Like basically there was one guy, his name was like something else, and then all of a sudden mushrooms started growing out of his shoulders. So now he's like guy with mushrooms on shoulders now. So stuff like that.
Right.
So anyway, but I really want to kind of compare this to the movie Warm Bodies. That
Okay, yeah,
basically,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, because basically, Poke suddenly his heart starts beating. It's like it's not supposed to do that. So, and he's trying to hide it from his other friends and still be a zombie and eat people and whatever else. But yeah, he's starting to come alive. So, but yeah, it's just a really kind of very quirky. The art, the cover is very reflective of the art in the book here. But just yeah, just I wasn't too sure about it. I started checking it out. I'm like, this is actually really kind of charming. I really like it. So yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, if you enjoyed the film Warm Bodies, I would definitely recommend that.
Okay.
A big one here for Marvel, and I'm sad to see this one go here, but Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 24, the final issue. Um,
I'm surprised they're
th-
killing it.
Well, here's the thing. So the whole idea for this new Ultimate line was they wanted to have a full 2 years of storytelling that they could keep in perpetuity from beginning, middle, and end, and it be collected in trade paperbacks. Because that's the one thing kids always talk about when they're wanting to get into new books or want to check things out. Like, oh, where do I start? What is this? And with this Ultimate Spider-Man, it's like you start with number one, you end with 24. The story's got a beginning, a middle, and end to it. There's no like continuing sort of thing like that. But the surprise on everyone's, like you've expressed, this is the hottest thing for Marvel right now is their Ultimate Universe. And they're doing a mini series right now called Ultimate Endgame, which it's right now it's in second issue. That is kind of literally the beginning of the end of everything. So far, that's not been a good series. That's why you haven't heard me talk about it on the show. It's the first two issues are the second issue is better than the first, but that's not saying much.
Yeah.
That's kind of like saying, you know what? It doesn't hurt as much when you shot me in the knee as it did when you shot me in the gut. So yeah, but but anyway, Ultimate Spider-Man. Literally, this has been of the Ultimate series. Like Ultimate Spider-Man was the best, clearly. Ultimate Black Panther was definitely worth a look. The Ultimates, which is kind of the Avengers team, has been solid as well. Ultimate Wolverine's been really good. The Ultimate X-Men's been kind of the outlier. Some people really like it because they're big fans of Peach Momoko, who does the series, writes it and draws it. And if you're not a Peach Momoko fan, you don't like the series at all because it's very odd.
I did not care for it one bit.
Yeah.
I tried it, like, I remember I read the first probably 2 or 3 issues of Ultimate Spider-Man and, Ultimate Black Panther, and, I liked them. They were good. Like, got caught up in other stuff, but yeah, the X-Men, I tried that one because I was, like, hoping for, like, a good
Yeah.
X-Men book, but yeah, no, it was yeah.
It was not. It
Yeah.
was not. Yeah. But yeah, the Black Panther book is probably one of the better Black Panther series out there because it does a really good job of mixing the superhero action stuff with like the political drama stuff as well. It doesn't lean too heavy on either. It's a nice balance of both.
Right,
So
right.
that's what I appreciate about that one. Going to Image Comics here. Issue 10 of Exquisite Corpses. This has been such a fun series. It's James Tinian, Michael Walsh, who are the main people behind this one. Of course, you got art by Jordi Belair as well. It's the tale of Exquisite Corpses that the truth to America is that it's not run by the president or the Senate and all of that. Really, the power comes from the original 13 families that basically that essentially, come from the 13 colonies that's, basically
Right, right.
founded America. So this is old money, old power. Well, every 5 years, all the 13 families get together and play a little game. And basically the game is they pick a small town, they completely shut it down and cut it off from anything and everything. They pay off the cops, they cut off all communications, all internet, and each of the families pick a hired assassin. And the hired assassins all have like a gimmick and a certain style and a panache to them, whatever else. And they go and fight it out. And whoever wins, whoever basically survives the night wins. And then that family wins and controls power for the next 5 years. The fun thing is that there are also the townspeople in there who are completely unaware of what's going on. They are all considered collateral damage. So
Right.
if they want to slaughter some townspeople or blow them up or burn them or do whatever else, you go right ahead and do it. So Yeah, this particular character is known as the Lone Gunman, and he's essentially like the Punisher if he was a serial killer. So,
Nice.
yeah,
Wait,
but of
isn't
course,
technically the Punisher is a serial killer?
well, this guy's he doesn't care about killing just bad guys. Let's put it
Oh,
that
he's
way.
just
So,
down with killing everybody. Okay.
yeah, he's a former military operative, crazy as all get out, but he's that calm kind of crazy. But yeah, basically, just give him a weapon and he'll murder anything. So yeah.
Okay.
And last but not least, from Mad Cave, this goes as the best title ever for a comic book and one of the craziest things I've ever read in the best possible way. I give you the Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre.
Wow. Now, is this topping Batman Elmer Fudd?
This is from the minds of the fearless Fred Kennedy and James Edward Clark, featuring the Laser Drug Force. This is basically, this starts with a narration from the most insane looking version of Nancy Reagan you could ever find. And her beloved laser drug force goes out and takes care of all those drugs and all the bad people and corrupting our children and all that kind of jazz, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so the laser drug force is basically made up of like federal agents, cops, or whatever else. So they are stalking out a theme park by the name of Disco Hippo Land. And it's essentially like SeaWorld if it was all hippos. It's secretly run by the world's most leading drug dealer, who is this giant, fat, white guy in a suit. Imagine Baron Harkonnen from Dune in a white leisure suit being carried around on a forklift.
So, so what's his name from Preacher?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
that dude.
The Pope or Cardinal or whoever.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It's been forever. I need to go back and read some Preacher. It's been a while, but anyway. This guy basically uses the theme park as a front to run his drugs and his drug empire. He's created a new form of cocaine called Coke 45. It's apparently way more potent and way more addictive and all that kind of stuff. Well, also is this renegade cop, this dude here with the hair, looked like he got a swirly, looking for his brother, who is also another police officer with equally impressive hair. These guys are like the rogue, like they're the loose cannon cops, the ones that cause more property damage, but they get the job done kind of guys, right?
Right.
So he basically converges with the FBI, and the fit hits the shan real quick. And so the drug dealer guy's like, I'm going to get out of here and make an escape, but we got to basically, essentially a little bit of distraction. So he feeds his flock of hippopotamus the new cocaine 45 and then unleashes them on the park goers, the federal officers, and the cops. That's issue 1. It's a 3-issue series.
Wow.
The art is insane. It's just the tone of the book is just manic. It's so damn fun. We sold out of that like a mofo. But it's supposed to be 3 issues. But yeah, I gotta let you borrow this so you can read this thing. It's.
I'll check. I can check that one out online. I can find that for sure. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Oh man. All right. On to our topic this year.
Actually, no. One more quick comic book question that made me think. So yeah, the reason why you don't have any Batman, I also realized I had heard that was because the next issue of Batman, like what was it? The next Hush Part 2 got delayed until when? Next October, September.
Well, here's the thing. So there's essentially 2 Batman lead books going on right now. So you had Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb reuniting together doing a sequel to their very popular Hush storyline.
Right.
So the gimmick was we were supposed to get 6 issues before the end of 2025 and the other 6 issues in 2026. We managed to get 5 issues before the end of 2025. But issue 163, which is basically supposed to be the halfway point and the kind of the cliffhanger, essentially, was supposed to be before the end of the year. And also, it was going to launch before the new Batman #1 that Matt Fraction is doing. Matt Fraction's currently into six issues of his series. And we still have not had the midway point for Hush 2, or as it's being referred to as Hatoosh. Yeah, because they put the 2 in front of the U, so it kind of looks like Hatoosh. So anyway.
Right, yeah, I hate it when they do that shit. I really do.
Yeah. So we have been told that issue 163 is coming out in May. Cool. What about the other 6 issues? The other half of the friggin' story?
Yeah.
That's where it's starting in October. So we will get, hopefully, a couple of issues before the end of 2026. Then we have to wait till 2027 to get the... I swear to God, Jim Lee's a great guy, a very talented artist, and become a fine editor-in-chief. You know he hasn't released an on-time book in 30 freaking years.
Well, why? Better yet, isn't there stuff now that he's never completed?
Yes!
Multiple ongoing projects that he has never completed. I know All-Star Batman is one of them. You know, they ended up just saying that book is officially canceled, and they're like, here, it just arbitrarily ends. And like, I want to go on that Frank Miller fever dream. Take me all the way through. You know, but no.
Well, they even had 2 other runs of All-Star Batman after that run. So it's. I love Jim Lee. It's like, but why? He's too busy to be on a monthly book. Or if you're going to put him on a monthly book, maybe just turn it into a mini series so he could draw it all at once and then you release it month to month. Don't wait on him. Have him do it all, and then you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Didn't even Kevin Smith and Joe Quesada go back and finish Target?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kevin Smith finished all of his outstanding shit.
Yeah. I'm still waiting on Paul Jenkins to finish his all new Invaders series from about 15, 16 years ago. But so that was a good series. I really liked it. But anyway, so part 6 of Hatoosh will be sometime, hopefully before my wife's birthday at the end of the month in May, and then the other 6 parts of Hatoosh will maybe be out, some of them before the end of the year, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I won't keep us on this topic any longer, but I will love to discuss this later and how it fucks up the editorial for Batman. But
I mean, yeah, and that's the thing everybody was worried about Batman, where it's like, well, wait, like, is there anything that happens in Hush in that cutoff point that affects what's going on in the Batman run that Matt Fraction's doing? And right now the answer is really no. Right. So we haven't, it's like they have the same continuity. Like right now, of course, Gotham's essentially kind of being run by the bad guys, like Vandal Savage, the caveman, immortal sort of guy like that. He is running Gotham Central. Like Jim Gordon's basically just a beat cop at this point, and Harvey Bullock quit the force as now a private detective. So all those things are similar in both worlds of Batman right now. But it's like. It's essentially confusing to have essentially 2 monthly Batman books going on right now, and they're trying to explain all this to people. So it's zoink, Scoob. All right, transitioning to our topic du jour, and Diamond Dave Mattingly actually has a good question, if I can bring it up there, of what's your prized possession collectible? Because the topic that we are discussing is the nature of collecting. How long have you been collecting? What do you collect? Why do you do it? When is the stopping point? Are you ever going to stop? Was there something you were into previously that you aren't into anymore? So all these questions that collectors ask themselves, they ask each other. Lots of things we have to explain to other people that don't collect things. So it's like, this is a great topic. So that's a really good starting point of what is your prized possession?
Man, okay, so off the top of I have 2 things that immediately spring to mind, like that in this room, if I had to take anything out of anything, like it would be a tie for the 2 of them. First would be my Teen Titans annual that you got me. with
The
the
signed one.
yeah, the signed one, yeah, the Teen Titans annual, yeah, with the George Perez autograph,
Yep.
and because I love that thing. And then
Mm-hmm.
the other one is the AEW Brody Lee figure.
Ooh.
And yeah, and that is actually because my mom got that for me. Like, and yeah, so that's and it was just like a kind of a right place, right time kind of deal kind of thing. Like it's got, yeah. So
Yep.
like, and it's weird because it's like I've got stuff that's worth like in this room that's worth like, 10 times that,
Mm-hmm.
and as far as monetary value wise, but that figure
But
is the figure in the comic or what I would grab first and
mhm.
foremost out of here. But
For me, it's a trio of things. I'm looking at my Captain America 102 print here that is signed by Jim Steranko.
uh-huh.
Um, it's in itself is not necessarily that valuable, but the memory attached to getting to have a 40-minute conversation with Jim, where we didn't even talk about comics. We talked about jazz soundtracks in 1940s and 50s movies.
You
You
were
know,
so happy that day. I remember that. Yeah.
he hit on my wife. It was awesome.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he flirted with
Yeah.
Michelle. I was like, get it. She wanted nothing to do with him because he's like, oh, it's an 80-year-old man wearing a bad wig. It's
Right,
like,
yeah, yeah, he was being a creeper, but yeah.
did you put some respect on his name? The other thing, Captain America related, my only World War II era Captain America comic from issue number 48. It's not in the greatest condition, but damn, that's going home.
Yeah, you showed me that. That was cool. Yeah.
And then last but not least, my VHS copy of Day of the Dead signed by George Romero and Tom Savini.
Ooh. Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was basically from the day that I got to meet George Romero at a Wonderfest in Louisville about 20 plus years ago.
Yeah.
And God, that was a good weekend. That wasn't a
Yeah.
good day. That was a good weekend because George went basically kind of under the notion that no one was going to care, no one was going to show up, things like that. How wrong he was. There was a line around the hotel the entire weekend.
I remember
So,
seeing the pictures they had posted at Wild and Woolly. Yeah.
so I mean, there were people coming out the wazoo to get signings. He wasn't charging for. He had merch to sell. I bought a couple of T-shirts,
Right.
but yeah, like he wasn't charging for signings. I had a wonderful conversation with him. He signed my VHS. I took a picture with him that I still have to this day. I think it's in the VHS. But yeah, I got to talk to one of my heroes, and he was really cool. And the funny thing was, like, the older Romero got, he looked and sounded like Stan Lee.
Yeah, he really did, didn't he? Like
Yeah, because he had
Stanley
glasses. He had,
smoked more. Yeah.
yeah, and, it was basically Stan Lee with a ponytail. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, yeah, that basically, yeah, definitely, my Romero and Steranko signatures, yeah, those are precious to me,
Yeah.
absolutely. So,
Actually, I got one more I want to add too, and it's my copy of Tuesday Night at the Gardens, the book that I worked on with Corny, because
yep.
that was like, yeah, because that was like I remember like I was at his house the night that they came in, that UPS dropped him off, and like he cracked open the case and like handed me one, and it was like, yeah, first one out of the case too, so it's like, yeah, I got that, and
But it's like someone you admired greatly, and you not only got to be a fan, but you were a contemporary with them.
yeah, it's like, yeah, that's like that, like I got like this little chunk of time where it's like I got to work with him and like this is what I got to produce, and like, and that's like that's my part of being like, I'm part of wrestling history now, like helping to
Yeah,
chronicle that, like even in that weird tertiary way, like like I'm like I'm
yeah.
a footnote of a footnote, but like, yeah, and it's, but still I'm there, like,
To geeks like us, that's the dream. It's kind of was like John Cusack said in High Fidelity. It's like you want to date, a musician, and maybe she might write a song about you, or maybe you might get a thank you in the liner notes to one of her albums. Like that's the top.
right,
It's
yeah,
just, still, you don't want to write a song, you don't want to, make a song. You just
yeah,
want to be a footnote of a footnote in history.
right,
So it's like,
yeah,
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 I 100% get that. Well, of
yeah.
course, you also helped him work on a second book that has yet to be produced.
Yeah, and that's like, oh man, that would be like, I would love to be able to help finish that, but that was like, yeah, it's a Smoky Mountain book, and I know we've
Hmm.
talked about it on the show, but it's a Smoky Mountain book, like the history of it, and I was helping him digitize the library
Yep.
of the tapes, and there was 200 episodes, and yeah, and so I was helping him put them on DVD, and we got through about 125 or 130 of them. I got pretty deep into the run because
Yeah.
he was letting me I was getting to keep my own copy of them as I went. So it's like I'm one of like three people that have a U-matic master set of like the first chunk of Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
That's
But
awesome.
but then, yeah, it's just it kind of just fell off because it was like that was right around the time that like Corny and Alice Radley had their weird falling out like back in
Yeah.
that time. And, like I moved over here, so like, and then like I was working like a second job, and yeah, I didn't have as much time to digitize as I did, so yeah, it was yeah.
Yeah.
But
Actually,
no, go ahead. I'm
well,
sorry.
see, he's got a new book out now. Is Friends and Heroes. It's basically just him talking about telling stories about wrestlers that he worked with, guys that he admired, or guys that basically he struck up friendships with. And so it's a lot of people that may not be known to younger wrestling fans or newer fans or whatever else. And so it's a great history book of getting to learn about some of these people and get some great stories out of it too.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Cool.
I,
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Yeah.
I,
No, but yeah, overall, yeah, my experience working with Corny was one of those things of like, never meet your heroes. Nah, bullshit. That was a good one. That it's like, yeah, nothing but good times with that. That was great. So,
Mhm. Oh, let's see. Martin says, "Well, gentlemen, may make one of the most exciting announcements of my entire life on your channel for the first time.
oh,
Are you? Oh, wait, you have an announcement, Martin? Yeah,
it's
please. If
yeah,
you
Martin. Okay, so life-changing announcement. Is Martin going to be a dad? Is Martin already a dad? I don't know.
or
Is
maybe you got a big gig with a toy distribution company, and you get some of your stuff.
oh,
Yes, please. Yeah, yeah, please share with the
yeah,
class. We want to hear
please.
it. Uh, yeah, the
We are waiting
anticipation.
with bated breath. Oh man, what we got?
Mm-hmm. There we go. Yeah, there's your drum roll. uh, all right, we are waiting.
Another one, but no, I don't know why I'm doing that one. It should be more like the Jeopardy I don't know. Yeah, uh, the Jeopardy
Oh,
waiting.
so he's already a dad of three. Yeah.
Oh,
So hey, he's opening a collector shop because Resurrection Toys gets a home.
oh,
Yeah.
nice! Yes,
Congratulations. You get your own brick and mortar, man.
hell yeah! Congratulations! Yeah,
Yeah, physical store ticket today. That's awesome. Ah,
nice.
great, man. Yeah, well, definitely when you get set up, man, any way we can help promote that, we certainly will, dude. Because,
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome. As I said, you're making your own stuff and you now have your own shop to actually sell it out of. That's
yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, I've shown off Martin's some of their stuff before with like some of their mashups of like different monsters, like the Alien mashup of Godzilla, the Predator King Kong mashup. Of course, with the Kiss makeup, that's I had to get that variant because the Kiss makeup. But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
You
yeah. So
showed me
yeah,
some of them. They were cool.
yeah, and that's of course that's some of their earlier stuff. They've done a lot more stuff recently. Like they've gone in like lucha libre wrestlers and stuff like that. So yeah, they got some other cooler stuff that's
Ooh,
beyond what they did earlier. So
yeah. Martin, if
yeah.
you did anything cool with Blue Demon, I would love to see that. He's my favorite luchador.
Oh, there you go.
Blue
Nice.
Demon Jr., I should say, yeah.
Well,
Specifically.
yeah, we're probably probably more. Yeah, we're yeah. I don't think I've ever seen footage of the real Blue Demon, but
Yeah, I
yeah.
haven't either. No, I don't know, like I always loved like the Santo movies, right? And
Oh
Blue
yeah.
Demon would show up and pal around with him for some of them. And I always
Hmm.
thought that he was just cool. And then he started showing up in Lucha Underground, and I was like, oh yeah, old Blue Demon Jr. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Martin says he's He's more than excited than he was when he's getting his first doctor title.
Nice.
He's got some stuff. Also, some 70s Toho stuff.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice.
cool.
Nice. That
Yeah,
Godzilla shit is cool. Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, matter of fact, there is a new Godzilla book that's coming out later this. I think it's the summer that IDW is putting out called "The Horror of Godzilla," and it's meant to be a prequel somewhere around the -1 Shin Godzilla 54 sort of thing. And
Yeah.
if they keep the art the way I saw it in the promos, the art's in black and white, and it is glorious.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
heard they were
definitely.
making a sequel to the Shin Godzilla or Godzilla -1 too. Godzilla Zero, I think, or something. Some like that. Yeah, it's another
There's a
one.
minus
Yeah,
zero that's coming too. Oh,
-0. Yeah.
I'm terrible, Martin. I do need to send you. I'll have to send you a message straight on your. Are you sending email to my Gmail or my Hotmail account, or I wonder. I'll have to look that up, Martin. But yeah, I'll have to message you on your YouTube what my email is. So yeah, but yeah, that's we gotta get Seth because he does have Blue Demon. So there you go.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, cool. Yeah.
All right, so there you go. See, I do need to do that.
Yeah, George. Sorry,
I'm
Martin.
sorry.
No, I would love to see your stuff. Yeah.
I'm terrible about that. I'm sorry. All right, back to our topic. So, really, like, what has basically been the longest thing you've been collecting?
The thing that I've been collecting the most, the longest that I remember is like got to be comics, all
Okay.
together, because it's like I mean I remember collecting comics ever since I was, what I remember some of the first things I ever read were comics. I
Mm-hmm.
remember my first comic was Count Duckula #2. And
Nice.
yeah, and it is just, I mean, of course, like I don't have any of my original comics. Like I would love to I would love to. So actually, one of my originals that I wish I would have had, one of my earliest comics, was a fifth printing of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1. The
Oh
fifth,
wow.
yeah, because yeah, that was like in the 80s when the comic book and baseball card boom were going on at the same friggin' time.
Yep.
So like every comic book store sold baseball cards and vice versa. And so
Mm-hmm.
my mom collected the baseball cards and I collected the comic book. So she just sent me over there to grab some, and I would come up with like the weird like indie shit, like the Mirage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Do you remember those 3D they were licensed books, but they were 3D like Transformers and G.I. Joe
I
with a
think
little gold star emblem in the corner. I can't remember the name, but they weren't published by Marvel, but they were
right.
licensed.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember those. Yeah.
yeah. I had those. God, like some of the early like some of the books that I really shouldn't have gotten at that age too, because it was like they were the adult underground books where they would show boobs from time to time. Like nothing like Cherry Pop Tart or nothing like that. They were always smart enough to never let me go near that shit. But yeah. But that was where I saw stuff like Concrete for the first time, or like Flaming Carrot, and things.
Okay.
Yeah, but definitely comics were the oldest thing. And then like GI Joes were the other thing I remember. That was my big action figure thing, but like
Yeah.
that's what I had the most of because they were also the cheapest.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
but yeah. But I just accumulated those and collected them and played with them. But those are my two big things. What was your stuff that you had like?
Uh, for me, my two first loves were music and comics. I mean, I was like 2 years old, running around, bugging dad to play "Wheel in the Sky" off Journey's Infinity, and like only
Right.
just that song. But yeah, but yeah, that was big. And then, of course, when I discovered Kiss, when Kiss Meets the Fan of the Park aired, was it Halloween night, 1978? I just got done trick or treating. I was ready to go, waiting for this thing, and I see them. I'm like, that was it, for me. So, like, yeah, rock
Right,
and
right.
roll. And then, but literally, when I was also 3 years old, I got my first comic book, which is Avengers 168. So, yeah, records and comics have definitely been with me very, very early on. But even movies have always been a big part of my life too. I mean, my first three movies I saw when I was like 2 years old were in order: Star Wars, Superman, and the Muppet Movie.
Right.
So, and that was during the '78 re-release of Star Wars. But yeah, but those were my first three movies. So it's like, yeah, I'm basically I'm a movie guy there too. So, but yeah, but definitely comics and records are the two things I've never stopped. I mean, every Friday I'm on my digital platform looking to see what new stuff is coming out, or there's records I'm waiting for, and stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah, that was always a big thing. I got into Joe and He Man pretty much from the beginning too, because it was like the Christmas year that the He Man stuff was released. My Aunt Kathy, she got me the deluxe pack that had He Man and Battle Cat together, and then she bought me, and then she got Skeletor as well. So she got
Right.
the main good guy, the main bad guy. And then the following morning for Christmas, for my folks, I got Castle Grayskull and Man at Arms. So yeah, I was off and running with He Man, and then I guess it was '81 when the Joe Real American Hero stuff came out. We were shopping in Target. I go in the toy aisle, and there's all these new GI Joe figures. I'm like, "What's this? This is really cool." And so my first two figures were Snake Eyes and Breaker.
Nice.
Yep,
I
and it's
remember my
basically it's been a love affair ever since.
yeah. I remember my first GI Joe was Bazooka, because my mom came
Oh,
home.
nice.
Yeah, my mom came home one morning, and they like my parent like there was this weird gig that my grandfather had where he was like, it was like his part-time job where he went to this gas meter company, and like, you know how there's like those little fenced in areas off to the side of the road sometimes,
Yeah,
like where you are, like there was this one he would have to go to, and there was this like this chart that would rotate like all week and like very slowly, and put like this little pencil mark on it. And he had to like, his job was to like, he would take like this little piece of paper off and put this other little piece of paper on and set it for the next week and close it, and then put it in this envelope and drop it in this slot on the outside of this thing and lock it up and everything, right? So like, he was
yeah,
the only dude that could have this thing, and it was this weird little job, right? And he got paid however much money for it. But like, so my mom would have to go out and do that from time to time if he was sick. So
right.
she would go and do it, and then like one morning she comes back from doing that and hands me this Bazooka action figure. And it's like, I didn't know where she came from, like it just appeared, and she's like, here. And I'm like, okay, cool. And like, yeah, I have a Bazooka, and that was, yeah, he was my
Nice.
very first GI Joe.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I said, records and comics are something I've never stopped. There have been times I've paused on buying toys. There have been times I've paused on buying movies. But yeah,
Yeah.
comics and records have always been my
Now,
thing.
when did you start to realize that you enjoyed accumulating them, or was there ever a point where you were like, you know what, like if I have like a stack of these, like I like these things, and like if I have like, I want to keep the ones that I like very close to me to have to like to use or to enjoy in any capacity, be that movies, comics, whatever,
Mhm.
VHS tapes, sorry, my allergies are killing me tonight.
Oh, you're fine, brother. With the comics, it took a few years. Like I basically wasn't really until maybe like around somewhere between 8 and 10, where I was like, okay, these have to be like a sequential order with the numbering and stuff like that. So because I would just basically buy stuff at random. I would literally like, oh, this cover looks cool, or I kind of like this hero, and so
Right,
it didn't
right.
matter to me. And of course, this was kind of still in the day and age where a lot of comics were still kind of a month to month sort of thing. It wasn't necessarily like there was a continuing storyline I was going to miss a part. Occasionally, you do have multi-part storylines or whatever else, but for the most part, it was a month-to-month adventure.
Right.
So this is talk about '70s, early '80s kind of shit. So yeah, it didn't really matter to me. It's like if they look cool, honestly, condition didn't even matter. I had some rough comics. I had to have comics with no covers on them.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, stuff like that. So it didn't matter. I loved comics, and then it was really kind of when I started learning of the having them in sequence and stuff like that, and filling holes, learning how to properly take care of books like bags and boards and stuff like that. That's when I started getting much more of an appreciation for the collection.
Did you say that on the slide just to kind of shame me just a smidge?
For what?
about properly taking care of books.
Oh no.
Oh,
What
okay.
what you don't bag and board your, well, I know you do.
No,
There's
no,
some
no.
of your stuff.
The only reason half the stuff I have bags and boards is because it's the stuff you've given it to me. Like it's like it's part of my thing. Like as a collector, like I hate bags and boards anymore. Like I just quit doing them because
Okay.
like
Dig it.
I don't want to deal with the tape. I hate the anxiety of the tape. I hate trying to get like if I want to read a book, I want to be able to have them in a big stack and just go boom, 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 and pull them off and read them. And because the way I'm figuring it is like all my books are reader copies anyway, right? Like if I'm
Hmm.
paying $5 for them, like I'm gonna read them. I don't care if they've got like staple, but like if I creeps them on the staples or whatever, or like something happens, like I'm gonna reread them. I want to get my like I'm gonna get them. That's how I get my value out of them.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
it's like no shade on anybody else because it's like I know I'm not gonna resell my copies, my comics, right? Like
Yeah.
they're mine. Like that. There's just like I'm not buying to collect. I'm not saying that I don't have comics that are valuable that I have kept nice, and I will continue to do that. But yeah, it's
Yeah. I mean, your key issues are the sign stuff. Yeah. Yeah. That stuff. Yeah. Sure.
yeah. But yeah, it's
Oh
like
yeah.
sometimes, like a lot of the stuff you've given me, it's like I'll stick them in like there's like 4 or 5 issues of one thing. I'll stick them in one of the sleeves and like keep them together. Like I'll use them as an organizational tool. Like yeah, but yeah, that's
I mean, you do what you do, you boo boo. It don't matter to me, man. I don't want your comics, and I'm there. So there you go. There you
yeah.
go. Martin has a comment here. Said, and I saw your other comments, Martin. I'll have to give you both of my emails. I don't like for whatever reason I haven't gotten any of your stuff, and maybe it's gone to this junk and I didn't even know it. So we'll right this wrong, sir. So Martin says he thinks around 7 is really when I guess you really got into toys. I would assume. Bought likewise on flea markets and supermarkets, as always available to kids and no one asked shit. Yeah, flea markets, I right there with you. I built my comic
Oh,
collection and some toys definitely through flea markets.
dude, those flea markets at the fairgrounds in Louisville, like there would be the quarterly flea markets there, and in the '80s, there, oh man, comic books and toys. That it was a wonderland, man, because they had everything: Star Wars, He-Man, weird comics, like music, like all kinds of stuff. And of course, my mom wanted to always look at boring stuff like baseball cards and like dumb stuff that like, didn't interest me in the slightest because I wanted to go and look at the cool stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, and of course in Kentucky, you can't not go to a flea market and not find the gun table. Even though they have
yeah,
separate gun shows, where like the whole flea market is all guns, but yeah, there's still going to be the firearms dealer at just the regular flea market too. So
yeah.
a lot of as seen on TV stuff, and people doing live demonstrations, and of course you got the German roasted nuts, and sometimes the what else they always or like those are all usually like an Earler's ice cream place there
Yeah,
too. Yeah,
there's always one of those. It always it smells kind of like a carnival and has that vibe too. And
yeah,
it's yeah, you'll always find something weird and interesting at these flea markets. I love.
and you could also get a hot dog and a beer.
Yes,
Yep,
yeah, you can.
yep,
You sure
because
can.
yeah, bars open at the flea market. So yeah,
Yeah,
I always loved it too as a kid walking around, see people just walking around with a beer, just shopping, and like, hey, what's going on,
yeah.
man?
Now,
uh,
okay, going back to the topic at hand. So,
mhm.
okay, so as far as our collecting habits are concerned, obviously, you are much more of a comic book collector than I am, and I am more of a movie collector, I would say, than you are.
Sure,
And
one
as
hundred
far
percent.
as like volume, and it's like, yeah, because it's like your collection is a very powerful and curated collection that is spanning what 40 years, if not more,
Well,
over 40 years.
to say if you count a Captain America comic book, closer to 100. So,
Well, yeah. I'm talking about like when you have started it, like
oh
how
yeah,
what's the span of time in your life that your collection represents? Like an estimate in decades.
47 years.
Okay, yeah. So so yeah, that is a piece of your life that you have carried around for that chunk of time.
The majority of my life.
And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. and it's like, and now I can't say that obviously because of because of like the date that of like optical media being made and shit, and like, there's no like VHS back there or nothing, but yeah.
Mhm.
But like as far as movies are concerned, it's like a lot of those movies are tied to like that same, stuff that I watched like, as a kid that I've collected in my mind and kind of
Yeah,
deal. Yeah.
absolutely.
So, yeah, and so, like, now, why are you prioritizing the comic books over, say, the movies or the figures per se? Or yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. I think it's very much comic book nerds in their finest form are creatures of habit.
Mhm.
Uh, you don't like change. You like that your thing comes out every week. Um, Sometimes you don't like it when your comic books change, whether they get like, new creative teams, some may not work out, different aspects of the character may change. So there's sometimes there's change that is acceptable, sometimes there isn't, but it's very much a habitual thing. Every
Right,
single week,
right.
I'm picking up new books. So you don't necessarily get that with records because sometimes your favorite band may release a record only once. Like back in the day with Kiss, I was spoiled because like there's a period where they're releasing sometimes two, maybe three records a year,
Yeah.
and there's some crazy releases like that. Whereas like nowadays, you got bands like you're lucky you get a new record every 5 years. Sometimes, or if you're a Rage Against the Machine fan, you got a record once every 10
Yeah.
years, 6 to 10
10
years, something
years,
like that.
yeah.
So yeah, so it's like there's kind of was like that, and movies were the same way. It was like, okay, well, I like this movie, and it's going to be 6 months before it hits a physical release. Sometimes maybe 9 months or something. So
Right.
yeah, so the comics was always it fed that habit. I think it was a regular
Okay.
thing that always fed that, and also probably maybe a cost effective thing too. Like I could basically get you know 2 to 3 books per one figure or one movie or something like that. So
Right, right.
especially when you were younger, that it was that I could get more bang for my buck with the comic books.
Yeah, no, I absolutely get that. I absolutely get that. Yeah, because it's a lot of my movie collection at times was VHS, and
Mm,
of course, I upgraded formats multiple times. And, which part of it has led to me to the where part of it was what led us to this conversation tonight about it. Because
yeah.
like, it especially, so with Shout Factory releasing the Hong Kong Legends stuff or the Hong
Yep.
Kong stuff, and, like,
Yep.
now I've got, like, 4K versions of Hard Boiled, The Killer, and the Better Tomorrow trilogy, right? So,
Hmm.
like, I've got 4K versions of that, and I've bought these movies multiple times at this point.
Right.
So, like, I'm done buying them, like, I don't need to buy them anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I've still got multiple copies on my shelf for various reasons. And these are all like very well put together sets, right? These are like, you couldn't ask for a better package. Unless you were being truly anal retentive, and I think some people are wanting like, the Arrow video because it might have like subtitle tweaks or whatever, like we're not talking about Shakespearean prose with these things. We're talking about gun movies.
Hmm.
But
No.
yeah, but that aspect of collecting, and then it's like I was looking a lot at my movie collection. Like I watch them. Like I can't say that I watch them all regularly, but I like having them at my fingertips. And at one point recently, I was considering selling some of them, like my
Hmm.
X-Files box set, right? Like the season 1 through 9 box set. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, "I've got that digitally," right? It's like I can sell the DVDs of it, but, like, I found myself really struggling to do that because I enjoyed having that. Like, I remember being I like that was one of the DVDs that, like or one of the sets that I got that was really like I that was one of the reasons why I collected stuff was to have one of my favorite series like physically, and I ended
Yeah.
up not selling it, but like I was really just like that kind of stuff. Like, but I think my DVD collection is really done, unless going back to what we were originally talking about with Kill Bill,
Hmm.
something like that. Now, on the other hand, do I necessarily like that goes back to like, okay, if I bought that on 4K, how many times would I watch it? Like, would I necessarily even need to? Could I wait until it's $5 digitally and buy it then? Like, it's like the collecting priority has shifted in my life, and
Sure.
I find that very interesting Like I don't feel the need to continue the movie collection that I have.
I get that. And
Yeah.
the same kind of goes for me with my record collection. I've much more. Some people would cringe at this, but I stream far more than I do use my physical collection.
Yeah.
Uh, it just for convenience. I've got some toys on top of my record player right now, so I have to move them off. So
Right, right.
stuff like that. So so I stream a lot more than I do anything else. And of course, I buy some digital music as well. Um, so I definitely haven't bought as many CDs. I definitely haven't bought as many movies. Like it's special things will come out. Like when Arrow Video put out that really awesome 4K of the Warriors box set, where it's like
Yeah.
it's the real version. It's also that crappy director's cut. It's a bunch of supplements. It's big old 2 disc set. Lots of extra goodies with it. And I'm like,
Beautiful
okay,
box.
this
Yeah, yeah, beautiful
yeah
box. Yeah.
yeah, this something was worth every penny. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely that needs to happen there. So, but yeah, it's like there's some other movies that have been released over the last few years. Like, I'd like to have a copy of that, but I'm not in that rush anymore. I think it comes with age too.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You have that. The older you get, that less of a necessity to keep up with the Joneses kind of thing, or I gotta be on the cusp of all this stuff like that. It's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll get around to
Yeah.
it. Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I remember.
well, I was going to say, I'm sorry, but even the Joes, like I'm only getting the figures I really, really want. It's like I'm not getting all of them. It's like there's a new wave coming out that was just announced, and there's like one, maybe two figures I want out of the wave of 8.
Yeah, see that's kind of even I'm even kind of with the Joes right now. I'm like, okay, so it's like I've got most of who I really want, right?
Yep.
Already. And because I'm not saying that there's like I would love to get like one of the old or one of the original rock and rolls with the tattoos on his arms and shit. Like I like that better.
And
But
don't you
like
still have you still have a flint hole sized in your collection, don't you?
yeah, I do not have a flint.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't have a flint. I don't like the Marauders barbecue. At some point I would love to get a regular barbecue, but these are all things that it's like I'm not in a rush to get,
Mm-hmm.
like and of course I mean I'd love a wild weasel, but like that's a $150 pipe dream for a figure by himself. Yeah, no, that's but but yeah, the stuff that they're releasing that they just announced with it, like Overkill? I don't give a fuck about Overkill. Like, I'm not yeah, that's whatever. Ninja Force
the
Zartan? No. Like
I'm kind of conflicted on Ninja Force Zartan because he kind of looks cool, and the bow and arrow is the best technology they've done with a toy bow and arrow for an action figure. Like it draws back, like it works.
oh, shit, no, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, like the Storm Shadow, the Urban Storm Shadow one was really good, but it's standard, it's stationary. It doesn't like this one, like it draws back and like it could probably shoot an arrow.
Oh, shit, okay. I might have to revisit that.
Mm-hmm.
That see, but even then, that'd be something that, like, I would pay for like, I would pay, like, $12 for on eBay,
Yeah.
like, later on with the fodder piece or something. Because
Now, on the other hand, I was on the other hand though, that Sundown character that's basically the remake of Brave Star.
yeah. Now,
Yeah,
see, that is
he's
what
cool.
is interesting me right now with the GI Joe stuff is the newer things like Sundown.
Mm-hmm.
That is or like the Ghost Viper, that reuse,
Yeah.
like that kind of thing, the dire stuff. Um, but no, I'm glad that they're still making new characters like Sundown. And
Mm-hmm.
even though he is Brave Star, that's cheeky as shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Matter of fact, of the speaking of the Dire figures, there is a Dire Night Creeper coming.
yeah, I saw that. I saw that. They had the crystal ball headpiece on it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, did you see the Cobra guy with the dinosaur though?
Yeah, that's an entirely new figure.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about a Cobra guy with a dinosaur. That might be where I draw the line on my GI Joes.
We've actually had right towards the end of the line. There
I
were
know the Dino Hunters, yeah, but
mm-hmm.
yeah.
That basically, I can't remember this character's name. He's a completely new character. He doesn't exist in the comics or the toys previously. But yeah, definitely is a throwback to the Dino Hunters.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the remake of Battle Force 2000 and uh, what was the bad guy, the not the drug force guys, but the bad guy drugs, like Headman, was that what his name
Oh yeah,
was?
yeah, Headman. Yeah, yeah. Think about that for a minute. Hasbro made an action figure of a drug dealing pimp.
Yep,
Yeah, that's just, gotta remind everyone of that every time. Yeah,
yep, yep. Which
but
also that's what basically the headman, the drug force stuff. That's essentially what led to it. Didn't come out until years later, but that's where the Pimp Destro character came from. He was
no
supposed to
shit.
be. He was supposed to be part of that. Like basically, he was gonna, like he was leaving Mars Industries and is gonna work in the drug thing, and basically be the financial advisor to the head man of his organization.
Oh shit. I'm
So
glad
yeah,
that.
so
Yeah,
just
I'm glad that didn't work out like that. Yeah, but
Martin's got a
but
comment here.
no,
Oh, sorry.
no. I
What were you
was a good
saying?
collector. I did spend my first money for a collectible when I was 5, and I remember that like yesterday. Captain Future Comet Starship. Since then, I'm hanging on the needle.
I've never heard of that before. Captain Future Comet Starship.
Yeah.
See, that's what I love about foreign toys. Like, there's like sometimes it's stuff that may be like re-released from the states or vice versa, and it's like a
Yeah,
whole different kind of gimmick to it. Or it's just like the classic bootleg toys you see, where it's like smaller companies are just like, oh, this is a rip off of He-Man, or this is a rip off of GI Joe, or rip off of Star
yeah.
Wars, or stuff like that. I mean, hell,
Do
what was
you
it? There was a I just there was a they just did a facsimile of a Batman Year Two, Detective 575, and on the back
Yeah.
of the comic is an advertisement for was it Defense Force? Was the Remco toys that you could get at Kmart that were a straight rip off of GI Joe, and that was before the Walmart rip offs of GI Joe. I think they were just called,
They
was it
were they the core? The cores?
yes, the Core.
Yeah,
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 CORPS. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, they were the Core. Yeah, that was the Walmart brand rip off GI Joe toys.
Those were the
I
ones
like.
your grandma got you because they were the same thing but cheaper. Yeah,
Well, also you got like 5 figures, a bunch of vehicles, and I mean, like you got like a bunch of. It was all crap toys, but you got a
yeah.
lot of stuff.
I mean, it did kind of work though, because it's like like in my current obsession with action figures, it's like the accessories really are like they make or break you, and those were
Mm-hmm.
good sources of accessories and stuff like that. So
Very
yeah,
true.
I can't hate on the knockoffs, Remco or no. Remco tried to bootleg everything though. We need to
He
do an
Man.
episode on Remco. Yeah,
Ooh, yes, please. Yes, please. But dude, I mean, Crystar, for one,
yeah,
they had their wrestling toys because they had the AWA license. They had their rip-off Star Wars and G.I. Joe. You had the Remco figures that were like based off of Conan and like Hercules and Artak from
Warlock.
DC
Yeah,
Comics. Stuff like that. So that was supposed to be like the He-Man rip-off figures. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Remco is just ridiculous.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Martin was clarifying something for us here. Captain Future is actually a manga series from the 1970s from Japan. Got its own cartoon and toys in Japan and Germany, and as far as I know, in Britain. Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, and Martin gives it the thumbs up there, so I'll have to check it out. So,
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, I
Uh,
love the old series like that. That it's like that. Yeah, that'd be yeah.
but I do too. Now here's a question I got for you. Is there
Okay.
something at one point you collected that you don't anymore? Like you just stopped doing it entirely? Like it's not even something you kind of pick up casually. It's like, yeah, I used to collect, stamps or baseball cards or dryer lint, whatever
Right.
else. And you just yeah.
Now I did have for a very brief window of time. I did have a stamp collection. I was trying to be a dork. I was a kid though, and I had a stamp
Okay.
collection. I had a little book and all that shit. I also had like other weird things. Like I would have like whole sets of baseball cards. I had a couple of baseball card sets, so I did collect cards. But then you remember when the card boom was, there was like the GI Joe cards and the Marvel cards and like that were just like the little cards that had the hero stats for the characters on them and had the
Yeah.
different artwork. And I collected those. Do you remember Marvel Masterpieces?
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I collected those, like so basically, like, cards in and of themselves, but
Okay.
once that kinda turned into collectible card games, like, I
Hmm.
couldn't I in t card collectible card games never clicked with me. I
Yeah.
couldn't
Same.
it seemed more number-based than imagination-based, and
Hmm.
I think that was what lost me. And
Yeah.
it's everybody I know is playing Magic the Gathering and shit, and, like, they're like, "Oh, you'll love it, it's great, come on, let's do it," and I'm like, "I hate this. This is miserable to me." But yeah.
I dig that. For me, it was movie posters related stuff because for years I would work in movie theaters, and so I collected movie posters, and then I
Yeah,
also collected the old Mylars that would hang like basically when you're going to the movie if you're in the movie theater, you're going to your specific house or whatever movie you're showing, and they have like the little like screen that tells you what the movie's playing in that specific house. So
right,
before we started doing all the digital stuff, they used to be like these Mylar gels that would sit in front of a light box, and it would have like the logo of the movie and maybe some of the stars in there and the rating on it. And
right.
then basically, so I had hundreds of those, and just my years of working in movies, and I'd just get
Yeah.
them, or I'd clean out the old closets, that would have all the old promotional stuff, and like, oh, you don't want this stuff anymore, and then I'd take it home. So yeah, I mean, you've seen my poster collection that I had at one point,
Yeah,
but
you
yeah.
had a killer poster collection, man. I wanted to steal your From Dusk Till Dawn picture. I would've yeah. God, I wanted to steal that. Shit. Yeah,
Yeah, and then but yeah, my Mylars, I had those for the longest time, and I ended up getting rid of them. So,
yeah.
and Martin has got some additions here. So, he was stamps, stickers, and
Stickers
Lego.
and
All
Lego.
right.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, basically, if I had more room, I would definitely have some more Lego set. I would occasionally get like different Lego things, but I don't have the room for all the stuff I would like.
Yeah. Yeah, see,
And
Legos are cool. I would add panini, but I got into it again after 40
see,
panini, like
there you
the
go.
sandwich making?
No, it's the brand of sports cards.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Basically, it used to be like Tops and all those back. Panini over like probably the last. Gosh, I mean, it's they've been around for a long time, but basically over like the last maybe 20, 30 years, Panini has really taken over
Oh,
the
okay.
the card game, and so now it's like Panini is pretty much the only name when it comes to sports card collecting. So for at
Oh,
least for
okay.
the modern day stuff, there's still people that go look for old stuff from previous decades and
Right,
classic
yeah, yeah,
players and
yeah,
stuff
there's
like
always
that.
gonna be a market for, like, Tops and Donners and shit, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
but I mean, like Panini's like doing wrestling cards now, and like not
Oh,
only is it just like, oh, here's the this wrestler or this baseball player or whatever else, like you're getting like cards that have like memorabilia is stitched in them, or like here's a piece of Alexa Bliss's pants or something, or here's a piece of
oh
the
god,
ring
I
that.
hope not, that would be
No,
you might put that
they literally have costume pieces. They have like pieces from the ring mat for different pay-per-views. They have like little belt replicas and like whichever particular champion had that belt at a certain period of time. So like they
right.
have gimmick cards now that are just beyond just your standard card now. So
Wow.
Martin says he also stopped collecting speeding tips. He's speeding tickets because he sold his
He
bike.
sold his bike?
Well, thank God, Street Hawk. We don't want you to get killed on that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and also maybe Tops as well here. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
signed cards, hand drawn stuff. Yeah, so it's way, way, way beyond just like
Wow.
here's like 6 cards of like your some players and a stick of gum. It's way beyond that stuff anymore now.
Yeah.
So
Oh, man. Yeah, because that's what I remember being like the stick of gum that, like, you would shred your gums with. I remember oh, man, there was a big scandal with, one of the stores in Louisville too that, I forgot what it was, but there was the wax packs that, before they
yeah,
went to the foil seals, because
hmm
you could really easily open all the packs in a wax pack and then swap out the good cards for shitty cards, and
hmm
people would buy boxes of them just to go through and, to
yeah,
find, yeah. It was oh, man. That was one of the reasons why I kinda hated blind boxes and shit,
oh
is
yeah,
like yeah, it's 'cause there's that whole, like, it always felt predatory to me. Like you don't know which ones you're getting, and like yeah, you have to buy so many doubles. And I love my GI Joe cards. Don't get me wrong, or my Marvel cards, but like I hated getting the doubles and having to swap them with people. It's like if I could just get a set, just let me get a damn set, you
Right.
know. But
Just
yeah,
buy the whole set in one fell swoop. Yeah, I dig
right,
that.
yeah,
Now, is there anything that like we've kind of talked a little bit about this? Like we've slowed down. Like I've slowed down in record collecting. You've slowed down in movie collecting. Stuff like that. Is there any point you think that you would ever stop collecting anything? And death does not count. Like you
right.
still have to be alive.
Yeah. And see, I thought about that, and it's like I don't like I thought about the whole materialistic aspect of it, of like, why am I like, because eventually I'm spending money to ultimately like have stuff that is just going to either like outlive me or I'm going to sell. It's like that's one of the things, like right,
Fair.
like
Yeah.
it's the only things that are going to happen. Uh, but then like I've started to appreciate some of the stuff that I've got some in some way, and then it's like I've started some of the other stuff that I've gotten, like I know that like so the my Always Sunny DVDs, for example,
Right.
like yeah, you would have enjoyed them more than I would have, and they didn't need to be in my collection anymore. So it was like one of those things like where it was like, here, you can have them. And it's like I know that
Right.
there's somewhere else, like part of me feels like, it's okay because these are going somewhere else where they will be appreciated more than I am appreciating.
There you go. Yeah.
And like, yeah, at some point, I think I thought of myself as like this curator of needing someone who needs all films, right? But
Right.
then,
Yeah.
like, after a while, you watch so many movies that you just don't fucking like, and it's like I just yeah, like I don't need to. I'm not going to recapture the joy that I had like going through the special features of the Alien quadrilogy box set,
Sure.
because like yeah, it's like it's just never going to happen again. But like sometimes like a movie special edition will come out that'll really tweak my interest, like, or something like the True Romance one from Arrow. Like that one was a fun box set. But like uh it it would have to be something like I don't something like Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair, but I'm not even sure that I would even get that on as a DVD at this point. If it was cheap enough, sure. Yeah, but I mean that goes without saying for a lot of things just to have it. But
Sure. Yeah.
like another thing, a lot of that concerns me too with this DVD collection is disc rot.
Yeah.
And because my Babylon 5 DVDs are toast. I have the
Wow.
Blu-ray set, yeah, but like all the special features were on the DVDs. So
Mm.
I no longer have any of the special features of Babylon 5. And it's like, that irks me that like
Yeah.
it's not like I've kept them poorly.
No,
But
yeah, it's basically just keeping your cases whatnot. But yeah, but eventually that
yeah,
stuff does break down. Yeah,
yeah. So it's like
absolutely.
there's a futility of collecting movies that has stopped me from doing it, I think, too. Because eventually, like, because when you start to think about it, if having things digitally stops being a thing, we as a society have started to collapse.
Sure.
Like that's just all there is. Like I've got an iTunes library and a Fandango library. They're the two of the biggest part of the two biggest media conglomerates in the friggin' world, right? Like, or so it's like I don't think my crap's going anywhere anytime soon, digitally. So how
Yeah,
redundant is my physical collection other than me just really wanting to have it? But I do like having it,
sure.
you
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
I
I
mean, it's
did
the same
watch
thing.
Freaks and Geeks the other day on DVD, and I don't believe it's streaming. So
There you
yeah.
go. It's kind of the same thing with my comics. I mean, it's like I go through my comics a few times a year where, like, okay, I don't need this, I don't want this anymore, and so I'll sell off stuff like that. But
Right.
there are core things that are never leaving my collection, like my GI Joes, my
Right.
Avengers, my Captain America, my Tomb of Dracula, stuff like that. My Moon Knight
Right.
collection. That stuff's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Yeah,
but
oh
I
yeah,
mean,
my Savage Dragon collection. Yeah, that's staying with me. Yeah, it's like even though it's like I'm not actively collecting it right now, like it's what I've got is sticking with me because it's like it's representative of what I had and what what something that I had lost, but
yeah.
I was able to replace. But yeah.
Yeah, like I say, I've got a like I've got kind of it's not a complete list, but it's a curated list that it's the basically the when I die sort of list, because like basically, there's a select few people who will be invited to peruse my collection and take home stuff upon my passing. You of course are included in that list of people there, but there's also a list of books that I own of like, if you need money to pay for funeral expenses or anything else, these are the books. These will be those books.
Yeah.
So you take this box of stuff and sell it at a comic shop, you will get lots of money. So yeah,
No,
so
I completely understand that. Yeah, because yeah.
So yeah, my Tomb of Dracula 10 will go in that box.
No, yeah, absolutely. If it is not on any list, though, the only thing that I would as morbid as it sounds, but I would like to earmark it now,
Oh yes.
is your JLA Avengers trade.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's yours. Yeah, that's yours. No problem.
Yeah. That's one of the
Yeah.
that's one of the series that like I had the 4 issues, and I had the absolute JLA Avengers,
Oh,
but
nice.
yeah, that
And,
stupid thing, happened.
well,
But,
and this is the trade that was the re-release when George was sick,
yeah.
and they were doing this for fundraising for him. So this was that version of the trade. So that I
Right, yeah, I know they only printed like only several hundred copies of it. Very
no,
low, very
yeah,
low
very
print.
very limited amount. So yeah,
Yeah,
so it's like, yep, I want that one. I'm gonna help George. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
George helping a George. So there you go.
Yeah.
Martin's got a question here, or a comment here. Says, how I became a racketeer? Well, I was the only child at first. I tried my very best to find some friends to swap my cards with, but then they really needed a full 1986 Master of the Universe and Mexican World Cup album. The rest is history. Psychology lessons and endless sessions of apologies to the schoolyard victims.
Wow.
So yeah, so you
Brilliant though.
I was my neighborhood arms dealer as a child because like we'd want to play, war or army or GI Joe, whatever you call it, where you basically just run around, shoot each other with toy guns and stuff like that. Yeah, I had the arsenal. And so I would literally dump like the two duffel, like I was the guy like who dumped the 2 duffel bags on the bed that were full of guns. Like, all right, there you go.
You were
And then,
microchip. Yeah.
yeah. And then my buddy Daniel, who was in the neighborhood with me for a couple of years, he was inventive as all hell of like inventing like because we'd play out in the woods a lot too. So like he'd make like trap doors and like hidey holes and stuff, or like or we'd make like a kind of a very rudimentary deer stand like in a tree, like so we'd be like up in the trees and shit, and people are walking by them, we'd like tag them like, where are you guys at, like look up. Stuff like that. So yeah, Daniel was the son of a preacher man, was a military genius, let's put it this way.
That reminds me. Have you ever seen this movie called I think it's called I Declare War? It's okay, so it's one of those Alamo Drafthouse flicks. You might be able to find it online, but I don't know if you can. But it's all kids, right? And they're playing war, but like they're walking around. So it's like they're walking around the woods, but it's like they've got like real weaponry, like because it's like they're imagining it, right? But they're all carrying around real guns, but it'll like show them like from another where it's like their sticks or whatever, right? But it's like it's a war film played as kids playing war, and like it's a cool concept, man. You got to check it out because it's almost like it gets almost even Apocalypse Now-y at points, right? And it's kids, right? Like it's wild. If you can find this flick, check it out.
Okay, that sounds cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, but yeah, good old Daniel Clyburn, man. If you're out there anywhere, I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen him in like 30 years, but God, man, he was a good dude.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any other questions or anything else we haven't touched on with our nature of collecting?
No, I think we might have flogged that horse for a good bit.
I think we have, yeah.
Yeah. And plus, Mox's on the floor here. He's got the look on his face like he needs to.
Dad, I gotta pee.
Yeah, he's like, it's been like 2 or 3 hours now. Yes, buddy.
All right.
You have.
Well, I guess that will wrap us up for this week then. So we thank you all for joining us, Diamond Dave, especially
Yeah.
Mr. Martin, Steve. Thank you very much for joining us here. Yeah, and Martin, I'm gonna send you both of my email addresses, and hopefully we can get this thing corrected here. So we can get Seth this blue demon figure. Damn it.
I will take many.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Anyway, we actually will be back next week because next week, which is the last week of the weekend of February, is the Multiverse fundraiser for the Phoenix Sisters Cosplay Network or Entertainment. I'm sorry, Phoenix Sisters Entertainment Network. I always get that wrong. Anywho, so I'm going to be on here on the Fanatic Forum interviewing the creators of the Toshigawa universe, which is an anime universe. And then I've got 3 more panels I'm going to be on. I get to interview with my buddy Clyde. We get to interview David Pepos, who is currently writing the new Space Ghost book for Dynamite, which is awesome. Yeah, basically it's Space Ghost, but like kind of like that DC run that Joe Kelly did was like a little bit of the darker tinge to it. It's like that. It's awesome. And then I've got an indie artist panel with some very varied artists. So it's really kind of cool on that one. And then Clyde and I are doing another panel. We're talking about must-read comics, but we're going obscure. Like we're digging into the archives. Like, this is a cool book. It's probably in your dollar bins right now. Go check it out. That kind of stuff. So
right on.
Yeah, so I got 4 panels. Basically, this is all going to be like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So basically, just tune in to Fanatic Forum on YouTube or Facebook or whatever else. You'll be able to catch basically all the stuff from the Multiverse fundraiser and all that kind of good stuff. So anyway, you all have yourselves a wonderful week. Thank you for staying out here with us and hanging out with us. And of course, thank you, Seth, for an excellent topic here.
Thank you for indulging me. That was great. I had a really good time tonight. I was looking forward to
Of course. Yeah, we look forward to a future effed up history too. We haven't had one of those in a bit.
Yeah, I was actually going to say I should be able to have one next 2 weeks for next show that I'm back on. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll get a good one going.
You were teasing us with a subject?
No, I've got a couple of ideas that I want to.
Okay.
Yeah, but
all right. Yeah, I always look forward to the effed up history stuff because which actually the JFK one we did last year, that was a fairly popular one on YouTube. So
cool, wow, awesome.
Well, and everybody loves JFK conspiracy stuff.
Well, that is true. Yeah.
So all right. So thank you guys once again for tuning in with us, and we will see you all next week right here on the Fanatic Forum. But of course, for the reason why we're doing the fundraiser, our friends at Comic Books for Kids, we're leaving you all with a message from them. Otherwise, y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
My name is Mark Weiss, and I am the founder and president of an organization called Comic Books for Kids. 6 years ago this month, we embarked on a journey of passion and heart. Our goal was to make a difference for children in hospitals and cancer centers. Little could we have ever imagined the response we have now. Starting with just hopes and dreams, we had no money for our mission. We had no product to give to the hospitals. And we had only called a couple hospitals and asked them, if we were to provide you with comic books, would you be interested? And they said yes. So we embarked on a 1-year journey to make a difference for these kids. We realized that even though we can't take away the reason these children are in hospitals, we can perhaps, while they are there, let them fly like a superhero, be princes and princesses, and embark on a mystical and magical journey to take them away from where they are in that hospital bed. Today, and thanks to your support, we are thrilled to say that we are now the largest charity in the U.S., supporting well over 200 hospitals in all 50 states for not only comic books, but for other pop culture items like Funko Pops, action figures, coloring books, Spanish bilingual items, backpacks, and more. When we received materials that were inappropriate for the young ones, we started a sister charity called Comic Book for Troops, and overnight, we became the largest charity in the U.S. for these same items to all branches of the military. We want to thank our friends for providing us their support and for allowing us the means to make so many happy with their gracious give to us.